When reversal? When will the markets bottom? We might have an answer for you. We're going to talk about that. Also, there's news coming out now officially stating what the hell happened on October 10th. And are we seeing the aftershock, the after effects of October 10th that no one expected to come? We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at some charts, talk about how we are sustaining our portfolios during these trying times. We have that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Gina, roll the intro.
Hola! Yes, Big Rob. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. We take old, boring, and stale information, and we do it better than all the other channels. Doing it in a fun and entertaining kind of way.
You're not our boy anymore?
Not today. Not today.
Is it because you lost all our money on stake?
Yeah. You know,
He said, yeah.
what a ugly kind of Bitcoin day it was. You know, it's dark and gloomy here in Las Vegas. It's raining strangely. This Formula One came to Vegas. They only come once a year, and it only rains once a year, and it happened to line up on the same day. Bitcoin flashed down to 80,000 this morning.
Yep. I saw it happening live. It was, I was confused.
Yeah, this morning, about 1 a.m. Vegas time, 4 a.m. on East Coast. Yeah, it bounced there, but you know, it's been a fast moving chart, right?
Not the way we wanted to move.
Yeah, I know, man. You look here on the week. This is on the weekly. I mean, it's just giant red candles, man. It's not a lot of wick to them either.
The greatest red candles?
No, not the greatest red candles. These are the baddest red candles. And so these, in the last 4 weeks, it's just been red candles. So I would expect a bounce here. Now, it doesn't mean there's more downside, but I do think that if you go essentially an entirety of a month going straight down, you're gonna find a bounce.
And RSI on the very high time frames are the most oversold they've ever been.
Yeah. So I know it feels kind of gloomy. I don't know if a bounce means we're back over 100K and that was the V-shaped bounce recovery. That I don't know. But I feel very confident that there's going to be a big move to the upside here. And I think that 80,000 might have been it. Now, could the bounce send us to 95,000, 98,000? I think so. But if I were to give you what I believe is going to happen, this is my playbook here. I think that Bitcoin goes down, well, Bitcoin went down to 80,000. I think maybe over the weekend it gets even closer to 80,000. And then you get a big rally. Maybe it's next week, maybe it's on Sunday, maybe it's Saturday. I don't know. But I think that we get the big rally and we push back up to 100K. Maybe we wick over 100K and we kind of psych out the markets and be like, oh, it's over.
You think so?
I think that's what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks. Over the next 2 weeks, we're back at 100,000. But that 100,000 is going to be a candle. I think it's going to wick up to 100,000. And I think it'll hang out there for a day or maybe a couple hours or whatever it is. And then we'll continue back down. And then we'll be back down to 85, 84, and then 70, whatever. I think that's what's going to happen.
So do you think...
Then we'll have a slow, gradual resurgence back to 100K over the next couple months.
Okay, so do you think a bounce is going to happen at 80 or do you think it's going to go lower?
I don't think it's going to go much lower before bounce. I mean, we've just went straight down for a month. Now, I'll say this. If this is the bear market, which I don't subscribe to, but if it is the bear market, then at this point, there's more red candles, a lot more red candles. Right? We saw the tumble on Bitcoin during the tumble on Bitcoin last bull market. I mean, it was even here we had a big bounce. So
let's get ready to tumble.
So you see here at the top of 2021 here, I mean, we went down from 70,000, basically 69,000, and we landed at 38. And then we were there for 4 months. Started rallying back to 46. Either way, you're still going to get a bounce, right? We lost 50% here from 68 to 32. We lost 50% roughly. And then we bounced back another 50% back to the upside. But then we ended up selling off. And so regardless of what we get here, we either get the continuation of a bear market activity, which I don't think that's what's happening. But there's two scenarios. It's that, or we get a bounce. And we continue on at some point in time. And if we get the bounce back to back into the bull market, then I think the bounce starts now. And so either way, no matter what, bear market or continuation, and then we're going to get a rebound here. And I think it happens over the weekend. So I think it's a great opportunity as a trader to get into some positions. I would be careful just because, I mean, this obviously could tumble further down. But the way I'm gearing up for this move is that Bitcoin is going to find its bottom here. And I think we're going to get a clean reversal and we'll be back up to around 100K. But I don't know if that's going to sustain or if we're just going to dead cat bounce.
You're talking about you're talking about a bounce from here to 100K. That's we
already did it. Go back to January
20% move.
January, February, we were at over 100K. We bounced down and we went down to 78. We already did it. We went from 100K down to 80, back to 100K. And so it's not I'm not saying we're going to get to 130K, but I think that the thing is like you don't ever get just nonstop red candles. You get bounces. It's the same way on the other way, right? When you're going into a bull market and you're going into price discovery, you never just get continuously green candles for eternity. Like you get pullbacks. And so you're going to get bounces on the way down too. 100%. And it ain't going to be no little minuscule bounce from 82 to 84. Like you're going to get significant bounce. And I think that there's one here brewing for sure. I've been in this game long enough to know that this thing is going to and it's a trap, right? Because what's going to happen is people are going to be like, oh, we're back. Okay, cool. We're back over 95,000. We're at 102,000. Like, everyone's going to start piling back in and then it's going to sell off. Then everybody gets trapped, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the bounce is up to 100. I can see it up to like 96. But yeah,
I don't even consider that a bounce. We were at 93
from
yesterday.
80 to 96.
Yesterday we bounced to 93.
Okay. And now we're at 84.
And so to bounce to 96, that's not a bounce. That's just the market.
$12,000 move.
That's just the market. Yeah, it moved.
Bro, you understand we're in a downtrend, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In downtrends, you get big bounces.
Okay. $12,000 a big bounce. That's like a 14% move. That's a big bounce.
I understand what you're saying, but in the last 24 hours, we've already went down by 8,000. So honestly, 12,000 is not a big bounce when we just went down. Like when you're talking about a month move, right? In the last month, we've went from November 10th, we went from 105,000 down to 80. We lost 20 grand in 4 weeks.
But things fall quicker than they rise.
Not even 4 weeks. Yeah. And no, things rise. It happens the same in both directions.
No, it does not. Things fall a lot quicker than they rise.
No.
Yes.
No, not in Bitcoin. You look at Bitcoin, and I mean this is a straight rip. I mean, from 12,000 to 60,000 over 5 months, man. This green candle, it's huge, man. I mean, it's the same. It's the same on both sides, man. You can always turn a chart upside down. It looks the same as it's always the same. You can always invert the candles to turn it upside down. Chart that way. It's the same crap.
People are more likely to panic sell than panic buy. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, this from Polymarket. Polymarket traders bet on a deeper crash for Bitcoin and Ethereum in November. Let's go ahead and pull up CoinGlass and take a look. CoinGlass API special. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, Bitcoin returns so far. This has been the worst quarter since Q2 of 2022. If it holds, Bitcoin is having the second worst November ever so far, down 22.33%. The last time we saw a November this bad was 2018, where it was clearly a bear market. And then 2019, things started reversing. And then 2020, minus COVID, it was a big bounce. And so do you agree? A deeper crash from, I guess you already answered that question. Okay, you talked about Bitcoin. What about ETH? You think ETH just moves the same exact way Bitcoin does? Or do you think BlackRock adding staking to ETH, it's going to change anything?
There hasn't, outside, I'm not even trying to be funny, outside of BNB, there's just nothing that holds up during Bitcoin's crash, right?
I mean, Zcash.
No, Zcash is down the most right now. Zcash is down 13% in the last 24 hours. It's under $600. Dash, which also trades with, is down 13% on the week, 17% on the 24 hours. Zcash is down 3% just on the hour. The biggest losers right now, Dash, Zcash, Starknet. Let that sink in. It's now Starknet is up. Starknet is up 25%. But here's the thing, like, yeah, true, it did run the hardest, but it's also when you run the hardest, you're going to fall the hardest, right? And so it's yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know, man. Zcash could tumble down to $300 pretty quickly, very quickly.
Is that your official stance?
No, I can't, because here's the thing. I'm also looking at Zcash as still the front runner when the market kind of starts to bounce back, right? And so, you got Zcash here, weekly candles. It's just weekly candles, man. Not. This isn't monthly. This is just weekly candles. And so, you don't think this thing will go back down to 300 very quickly?
I'm saying it can, but do you think, is that like your base case? You think it's more likely to go to 800 first or 300?
It's like this. What is the likelihood of this thing going to $800 versus going to 300?
Well, that's the question I asked you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. That's where I position myself. I'm like, there's the upside return versus the downside risk is an extreme mix match.
So the trend. So okay. So here's the way I analyze it. Right. The trend so far has unequivocally been, if Bitcoin goes down, Zcash has a pretty good chance of going up. Okay, you can attribute that.
I would not put my money in that into that.
But that's been the trend.
Yeah,
Bitcoin goes down and consolidates, Zcash rallies
a little bit
for the most part. I mean, you've been trading it,
I know I have been. But what I'm saying is that. But it's not a correlation, right? It's not an inverse correlation. This goes down, Zcash goes up. What ends up happening is Bitcoin crashes, Bitcoin drops. As Bitcoin drops, Zcash also drops. Once Bitcoin settles, it finds its spot. Like, so when Bitcoin went from 90,000 down to 80,000 or 87,000, whatever it was. Initially, everything sold off, including Zcash. But as soon as Bitcoin reversed, Zcash outperformed Bitcoin right then and there at that moment. And so for me, I'm not discounting Zcash because what I think would be a smart move, and I got no problem buying Zcash. Let's just say this is how I would prepare. If Zcash were to drop, say it's at 365, by Sunday, and then I see what looks like on the chart a reversal on Bitcoin, buy Zcash. It's going to be the first one to bounce back. You'll probably buy it 365, and then you could probably sell it at 510. Now, is it lower than it is at the current price? Yeah. So, like, I wouldn't buy it now, but that's my whole point is that the bounce on Zcash is nice from a trader's perspective. You can make some straight cash, Zcash.
You can make Zcash.
Yeah. So that's how I approach Zcash, is that I think it still will bounce back first. I think that Bitcoin just basically taking an entire month of just every week having lower and lower lows, it's going to bounce. And I think that Zcash is going to be a big winner when it does bounce.
I don't know. My experience with Zcash is, and I don't know if it's completely correlated. I don't know if it's Bitcoin whales moving their money over to Zcash. I don't know. But what I do know is, as mentioned by J.N. Fleming, Zcash candle up to 700 the same time Bitcoin went down last night. Yeah. So if you're saying, it's going to go down, then you're betting against the trend that's been going on, which trends end all the time and new ones start. So is the trend of Zcash rallying when Bitcoin goes down over? Maybe. I'm curious to see if it holds that $465 level. Let's take a look at a Zcash chart real quick. Zcash, let's go to the daily. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of Market Cipher. 430 was the price. I want to see if price holds that. If price can stay above, and if it comes all the way down, get a bounce here at 440, then I think that trend is still intact. And then I would long Zcash up from 430. And I would try to target this low here around 594, where it's currently at. And that, my friends, would be a nice 32% move. So if you're putting 10K worth of margin up, you're making $3,200. That's pretty good in what some people call a bear market, which I'm maybe starting to lean towards more of it being a bear market, although a very short bear market, if so. But we'll see how the price action continues. We know Bitcoin surprises a lot of people. What the hell? Ad removed? I don't want the ad. I want this. Okay. Yesterday, $1 billion left the ETFs. Wall Street has been selling at a rapid pace. BlackRock, $355 million flowed out. Everyone was red. We had three zeros. But the cumulative total was $903 million flowed out. And then we have the potential reversal signal here, guys. When reversal, this might be your answer. This is the one and only Jim Cramer.
Bitcoin is like at 81, and you're looking at what I regard as being the single worst moment in this decline was the moment between 330 and 430. And then Williams comes on, and then suddenly everything's fine. I don't think so.
You don't think everything's fine?
No, there's a lot of people who have to get out. Let them get out. This is not what suddenly they wave a magic wand. We obviously have real issues. We have issues with the building out the data center unlimited. We have issues with a lot of people, the strat.
Rob, is Jim Cramer the reversal signal?
I mean, it's the dude does step in and say, hey, this is I would not buy Bitcoin,
and it rallies.
It says, hey, I would buy Bitcoin, and crashes and stuff.
Yeah.
He does just portray current sentiment. And so usually like if the markets are down, everyone's kind of not happy with market prices. He usually is in that same category, right? He doesn't push against the masses. And so when trading, do what others don't, typically. Because if you just follow all the traders, you end up getting burned.
That's the truth, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rob, let's look in the markets. Spend some time talking about some projects here. And then I want to share, after you're done, I want to share this post here by Ran from Banter. I guess rumors of what happened on October 10th And so we'll talk about that, but we'll go to Rob first. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. So Bitcoin, it's I'm just gonna do alts, but Bitcoin's got a little bouncy thing going on right now. So
Bouncy thing?
yeah, I mean it went from down to 80,000, 82, back to 85. It went back down to let me pull up the 15 minutes and see what I'm talking about here. So I feel like this is a bottom here, though. I really do. I feel like this 80 is a bottom. Is this the big bounce that I'm expecting? I don't know just yet, but it could very well be that. And we could be back up to the 90s here pretty quickly over the weekend. Anyways,
we do see a lot of volatility over the weekend.
Let's get into altcoins. Or you know what? I just actually want to go down the list and just look how gutted things are. Ethereum's at 2,700.
Gutted.
Under 3,000, under 2,800. XRP's under $2. That's interesting. This one has held up pretty well during the markets. And so you look on the 1 hour, I mean, it's still only down, 10% on the 1 hour here from, what was this date here? So on the 25th. No, excuse me, from the 17th. So over the last week, it's down 10%.
Are you buying here sub $2 for XRP?
No, I just don't see the upside on the back end, dude. I don't. Not this cycle, man. And just take the premise behind XRP is just it's partnerships. If XRP executes what it says it's going to, and it's going to be the banker's coin, and it's going to be used by central banks, like those just take long time to materialize. It's not a bunch of people in California over here like, yeah, let's spin that up. Like, no, you're talking about banks that have been around for hundreds of years that are going to be like, okay, so tell me more about this blockchain thing. And it's just like, it's coming. XRP, Ripple is positioned very well to take advantage of the market. It's just like, you think it's going to be bounced back like right away? No, I don't see it, dude. And the price that we saw shoot up was because of the SEC's dismissal. And with that, it was just price suppression that finally broke out to where it should have been. Now, Solana's at 230 again. This very pivotal range. It's actually holding up quite well against Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin's down 11% on the week. Solana's down 8%. So what I think is that this is Solana. People are just realizing that Solana's current price at that 130 is just, it's very valuable. They understand that like Solana's not going to keep dropping. Now, Bitcoin down to 70,000, 65,000. Of course, Solana will be further down. But I think that people are seeing value in Solana. They have no problem picking it up at these prices. And so people aren't unsure of its future is kind of the gist.
So you're more confident in buying Solana at 130 than XRP under $2?
Oh yeah, I'll buy a mile. There's also Fartcoin too. Now that one down a lot. No, I'm just messing with you. But you got Cardano. Like once again, like look here. Look at what's down the most here.
ADA going to 25 cents.
So 11%, ETH down 12%, XRP's down a whole whopping 14, Doja's down 12. So these are all taking big punches.
Bro. Look at Near.
And then look at Cardano. It's down almost 20%, dude. It's at 41 cents. It loses this 40-cent mark, which it just came down and tested that. If it loses 40 cents, it's going down.
It's going down
to 32 cents first. And then after that, it's going to 20.
It's going down a quarter, bro. It's going to a quarter.
Well, I think it's going to a quarter. I don't see anything that's going to pull it out of the dumpster. And I know we got a lot of Cardano fans here in the chat. And like, I hold it in good regard for the long term. However, short term, it's
a disaster.
you're gonna be screwed. Like if you're holding it now, just like, hey man, like whatever number you got on your portfolio, if you plan on not selling it, just know that it's going to 20 cents. So if you got $10,000 of Cardano, we will have 5,000.
It's fucked up.
You want to hold it through that and be like, you want to hold it through that bounce, go ahead. I'm just telling you, that's where it's going. If anything, it'll drop to 33 cents, 32 cents, 31 cents. That's best case scenario.
It's going to a quarter.
That's best case scenario. Best case scenario is that this thing goes to 30 cents and then it bounces and then it's back up to like 80. Best case scenario right now, short term. I'm talking about the next 6 months. And so, yeah, sell me on what, because midnight does nothing for Cardano. Give me something on the horizon for Cardano. There's nothing out there, bro. In the short term. Now, there's stuff going on. It's building. There's a big retail community, a lot of interest. Like there's developers that are excited to build on there. There's the possible thing with Bitcoin. What's up?
Just listening.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you see any glimmer of hope?
Are you trying to convince yourself?
No, I'm just saying, do you see anything? Is there any positives out of the Cardano ecosystem that could shake things up in the next 6 months? Because all I've heard is that Cardano is going to be the DeFi layer for Bitcoin, which you don't even have a stable coin. So how the fuck are you going to do that? Like, how are you supposed to be the DeFi layer for Bitcoin? But you're the weakest layer one in DeFi. The weakest. Absolute weakest in DeFi. I wish I hold Cardano, so I'm like, somebody please shake me and tell me what the hell is gonna take Cardano out of the dumpster fire it's in from a price perspective. And I
this is the third time I've seen someone say MinSwap. Remember yesterday? Okay.
Is there any liquidity there?
Hold on, let's look at MinSwap. You ready? Okay. MinSwap is the top DEX on Cardano, right? Rob, here are the top DEXs, okay? And tell me when you see MinSwap. Ready? Okay, we're gonna time this. Gina, can you throw a timer? Rob, can you start a timer? I will scroll at a steady pace.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Timer.
Until we find MinSwap. Ready?
All right. Hold on. I'm working on my timer. Stopwatch. That's what we need. Okay, here we go. Stopwatch.
Ready?
Stopwatch is going.
Okay. We got Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Fluid, Orca, Curve. I'm going to go down. Hyperliquid, Project X, Pump, Near Intense, Aster, Pharaoh, Kalshi, Black Hole, LFJ, which is Trader Joe, Opinion, Magma, Polymarket, Sun, Ikubo, Mento, Native, Bluefin, Manifest Trade, Hyperion, Cetus, not Fetus, DeFi Tuna, Pendle, Camelot,
So real quick,
QuickSwap,
this is
Momentum,
all the top
Balancer, top DEXs by volume,
top DEXs by volume.
Maverick, Hyperswap, Thorchain, Aquafire, Goonfi, Velodrome, who's merging with Aerodrome, Farah, Ray of Finance, Dodo, Deepbook, Stable, Dexalot, Chainflip, Thena, Solfi, Hybra, Thala, Mala, Hyperthalus.
Real quick.
Hold on. I'm still going.
Hold on. You can keep going. But
Okay.
MinSwap is the number one DEX on Cardano?
I think I could be wrong. And we have FlowX, we have 10X, we have StoneFi, we have Reservoir Tools, Ondo, Metal, woo woo, wee woo, wow wow, woo woo, wee woo. Where's MinSwap? Do you see MinSwap yet?
There
MinSwap!
it is. Number 117.
Okay.
1 minute, 15 seconds to find it.
There we go, guys. Hell yeah, bro.
Number 117. Back in high school, in ninth grade, I was number 117. And then by senior year, I was number one, baby. Homecoming King 2002.
30-day DEX volume is 77 million.
I traded 3 million last month myself alone. No, I traded more than that. I traded just on Coinbase.
Here, so people don't think I'm bullshitting. This is my trading volume, okay? 2.6 and 1.8. I've traded almost a little over 4 million.
That's one of your accounts too. One of your accounts. I got double that too on my Coinbase. So I'm like at 4 million on my Coinbase account. And then I got my Buy DeFi account.
Yeah. So
one person casually spot trading.
anyways, you know, you ever, we both have kids, right? Hold on, let me get this out. Real quick. We both have kids, and at a younger age, when the kids are growing, you kind of coddle them a little bit. Like, they made a mistake because they don't know better. They're a child, 7 years old, 8 years old. And then they get older, 13, 14, 15. And you're like, okay, they know right from wrong. They should know better. You kind of pull back on the coddling, and you're a little more stern, and you're trying to shape them up to be good young men and good young women. And that's kind of like Cardano, right? For me, at least. Last cycle, new smart contracts. Hey, man, they're doing great. They're research, yada, yada. You're kind of coddling them, and hey, it's going to work out. Now we're in the next cycle, and, well, the coddling's over, man. I'm sorry. The coddling's over. It's do or die. It's do or die. You're at the floor one of the great financial reset, and it's I don't want to say the word to get banned, but it's K or be K'd. You know, K-I-L-L. And so it's survival of the fittest. And if you're not the fittest and you're over here just fighting amongst each other, whether it's some of the community or the actual people who run the show, instead of like, what can we do to make the chain more appealing to people?
Don't be blinded by the family, bro.
What? Oh.
Don't be blinded by the family. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
No, you don't.
Okay. What am I talking about? I mean,
So don't be blinded by the family, right? You think people in your family look good. You ever seen that mom with that ugly ass baby with a big head and like got like little dent marks in the head? Just an ugly ass baby. And they're like, my baby's so cute. It's so pretty. She's like so gorgeous. And her girlfriend walks up. She's like, oh, like you're so pretty. And then as soon as she leaves, like, that's an ugly ass baby. That's how it is with y'all chains over here, man. Y'all been holding these projects. Y'all treat it like your baby. It's ugly as hell. Everyone around you is telling you how hot it is. But the reality of it is that nobody. It was a bad choice of words on hot it.
Yeah.
But anyways, a good looking your baby is.
Yeah.
I was a hot baby though. I'm just gonna say, like, I was.
Yeah, you're weird.
But anyways, it's just like, hey, don't get caught up with the fact that, like, hey, your family, your close friends, your little community, they're all gonna tell you over and over again how great something is, and just reality of it is that you look around and if you ask anybody with any sanity, they're gonna be like, hey man, I don't know about that one, bro. That's an ugly ass baby. That's an ugly baby.
That's not a hot baby.
That's not.
You what?
Unless we throw some hot sauce on the baby, then it becomes a spicy baby.
Yeah. And then I'll just leave it. I'll leave it with this. I'll leave you with this one. When your kids have kids and you're granddad and you're sitting in the chair and you got a little kid on your knee there, and they're like, Dad, were you alive when Bitcoin was under $100,000? Like, yeah, obviously that was yeah. Like, you either got two stories. One is how you completely fucked it up and then made no money off of that, and you missed out on the greatest wealth transfer ever in the history of humankind. We went from gold to kind of gold to paper gold thing, gold, whatever. And then at some point we went to digital money and things changed, bro. And people made generational money then. So your grandkids will either be set by the decisions you make now, or you'll completely fuck it up. And then you're going to be like, hey, man, I'm like, well, what happened? I'm like, I put everything into Giga Chad coin, Fart coin, into Doja Mars, or you know what? There was this thing called Cadena, man. Like it was proof of work, but it was like the strongest proof of work. I bought Caspa and somebody told me that it was going to be there for 47 years. What I'm telling you is that you better wake up and not ride anything to the sunset, because don't be granddad with a little kid up there. Kid like, what happened? Did you make money on Bitcoin? Nah, I fucked it all up. Went all in on.
What if we have a young man watching who is snipped and cannot have kids, therefore cannot have grandkids? Then what?
Well, then you're just an old bitter man.
Fair enough.
Sitting there with your TV guide. Do they still make those? Remember the TV guide?
Yeah. Oh, the paper ones? Damn, you're old as shit.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the digital TV guide.
No, every time I went,
you know when DirecTV had an actual channel where you can go TV guide? Yeah.
When I used to go visit old people, like like family members and like
old people.
Yeah. You always had that old uncle
people.
or great uncle or whatever as a granddad. Anyways, you always go to their house. They always had like the weird old timey snacks, like the strawberry. You know the strawberries that are strapped in the strawberry wrapper.
Oh yeah. The strawberry wrapper.
It looks like a strawberry, and it's like wrapped in the, and then you got like the gum with no flavor.
The cream savers. Do you remember cream savers? Oh my God, I love them.
Those are bomb.
I love cream savers. That's all.
Yeah, those, and then the butterscotch candies.
Yeah.
The cookies in the tin that you like put
the sewing stuff.
Yeah, you put all the sewing equipment in the tin when you're done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they always had TV guides. Those old people.
We're going to be, well, you're there already, but I'll be there one day. Someone said in the chat, it was pretty funny. It was IMJ said, Rob got vocal about Cardano as soon as he started drinking the protein shakes. And then he said, and Dave is going along with it because he's intimidated by Rob's physical stature now.
You know, I saw a comment yesterday. I don't remember who that was from. But they were saying like, hey man, you guys pumped the hell out of you. You guys are so far behind Caspa. We made a lot of money on Caspa. Reality of it is that things change, and
no, the reality of it, you know what the reality of it is, bro, is people. Okay, so there's been a lot of projects that I've been bullish on that I've been wrong on, that I haven't made any money on. I've lost money on. I've cut my losses and moved forward. There have been projects that I've made a lot of money on, but you can only make a lot of money if you actually take your profits. Problem is, people will buy into a coin. If I say I'm bullish on Caspa or ICP, well, they'll buy it. They'll see their portfolio go up. But yeah, it's going to go a lot higher. It goes a little higher. Oh my God, it's going to get to $15, $25, $30, and they don't take any profit, and it comes crashing back down. Now they're in the red. So always take profits. Just do it. Have a plan before you get in and take profits.
And then always just kind of reevaluate the room, man. Just like, is it in a downtrend, and is there anything that's going to pick it up? And so if you don't like change your positioning, like if you would have bought Zcash, I'm not talking about recently, but if you would have just bought Zcash when it came out, like you wouldn't make any money, dude. Like you could have easily held Zcash here when it was $160. This was back, you know, let me get back to the easier to recharge. So anyways, like you could have held it here forever, bro, and just missed out on everything, right?
Oh, the opportunity cost.
Yeah, it's just like, it's fine to like wait for something to catch momentum, dude. Like, it's fine, dude. It's like, it's okay to sell something here at $200 and then maybe get back in when things reverse, right? Because it went from $200 in 2018. I mean, technically it went from $700 in 2018, but you could say like, hey, it was $700 and I decided to sell all the way down to 200, right? You could have sold it on the way down and you would have still saved a shit ton of money because it ended up going to $30, $20.
That's okay.
And so you could have saved a 10x by selling it on the way down, because we obviously knew at this point that it had kind of peaked. It was on the obvious trajectory. It bounced down to 300, went back up to 400, and then it continued to fall. At some point, you're going to be like, you know what? All right, I'm exiting. There's nothing on the horizon here that's telling me to buy this. And then you know what? It comes back. Buy at the reversal. What you don't want to do is just keep holding it till it fucking bleeds out, dude.
Till it bleeds out blood. All right, I'm
just gonna say there's a giant graveyard of big prominent crypto projects. There's a big ass graveyard. Matter of fact, let's end the show with laughing at the projects.
The biggest graveyard.
Let's go to page 5. See what we can recognize here. And then we're gonna sound off and then
You know what?
tell me if any of these have any chance of
You
bouncing
do the
back.
tornado, okay?
I will. All right. So number 403, we got Rocco Pool. That one was dead. Yeah. What else do we got? You any of these?
You know, I think Rocket Pool got a chance, man.
Do you really?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
You got let's see what else. What else? Metaplex is over here. Bancor, remember that one? No?
Hell yeah. Bancor to the
Alluvium here at 441. What an absolute disaster. Will you full screen this over here so you can see?
Yeah.
There you go. Alluvium here. This is outside the top 400 with a market cap of $40 million.
Didn't it get up to $700, Rob? Click on the chart.
Oh
my God, $1,800.
Could you imagine having it when it was at $1,800? Could you imagine? It's down to 500. And you're like, oh man, bro.
And then you get that little relief rally.
You're like, oh, I should have man. If it gets back to 1,000 or 1,200, the level 2, the downloadable content's coming out. Bro, you just literally wrote this thing down, and it's just like, don't, please, for the love of God, don't do this.
That's crazy.
And then Giga Chat over here, that's a newer one. The Book of Meme, remember that thing was up in the top 100.
Absolute disaster.
Siren,
What's
Balancer,
that Balancer? Yeah,
Audius, remember that one?
my favorite thumbnail.
Oh, dude. Cartesi, that was like an NFT thing.
That
was some BitBoy was big on that one.
BitBoy was?
Yeah. And then Velo.
Velo's interesting because of the
GMX, Mantra, Casper, World Mobile Token.
I think World Mobile don't write off World Mobile Token.
Then you got Loopring.
UMA, Waves.
Loopring was supposed to be like the shit.
Yeah.
Cody.
Remember Cody?
Mudang.
Oh, yeah.
XYO. These are all things that people were in the chat like spamming, like, oh, this was gonna be the best thing ever, man. XYO, you can mine with your phone, bro. Like Engine Coin. Oh, this was an NFT. What was this? No, the gaming.
I don't know. It was garbage.
Gaming NFT something. Spark, Harmony One. That one blew up.
Oh my God! Remember
our first business partner was so bullish on Harmony One.
He had a lot of it.
Yeah. It's actually, I'm not trying to make fun of him, man. That shit hurt. I watched that portfolio blow up. This is strong. This is, yeah. Dude, it's just a GMT. Yeah, and so the reality of it is that your top 100 projects, I would say 90 of them are going to be in this in this category. And maybe 3-4 years from now, we can do the same thing. Be like, remember that one?
Polkadot soon will be that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's just... Oh, boy.
I'm doing the live show today, the trading show in about 10 minutes. Come join me. Gina, roll the outro. Thank you. See you in 10.
Sin City Crypto. Cassius Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know we here for. Entertainment and info, gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in, for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David, I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite, I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners, special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners, ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors, they gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin, laggers we trade them in. Baddies they came to sin, and sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya, to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya, it's over. When the finger tornado